All right, so let's begin our practice finding a comfortable seat. So as you sit, feel where your feet land, and just maybe notice your feet, where they're pointing. And try to just wiggle around and feel your feet as they land into the ground. So that even as we sit, we're still aware of how our feet support us. We can find some softness running up the thighs, into the hips. And become aware of your spine. Notice how you sit here, noticing the alignment where your head sits in relation to your shoulders. So you might move the head a little bit to notice where it is. And see if you're able to bring your ears more above your shoulders rather than forward of them. And try to bring your chin parallel to the floor. So that way you create space through the front of your neck, around the throat, as well as into the back of your neck and up through the base of the skull. And as you balance your head above your shoulders, you might end up noticing a little more space that you've found around the front of your chest. Your shoulders can relax and rest down the back. Your hands can rest on your thighs or on the chair, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then, as you wish, you can close your eyes or simply soften your gaze. So tuning out any visual distractions so that you can tune in to notice the movements of your breath as you feel yourself sitting here. So doing your best to keep this sense of lift through your spine and spaciousness through the front of your chest, while also finding softness within your body. So scan your body for any areas of tension. Maybe starting out with those common areas of tension, such as the jaw. Feel your lower jaw release away from the upper jaw. Just finding a bit more space in the mouth, letting your cheeks relax. And feel the muscles in the whole face release. Letting go of any facial expression, especially through the eyes, the brow, the forehead, feeling those areas relax. And as you're sitting here, start to notice the movements of your breath. Simply first become aware of the breath. Feel your in-breath and feel your out-breath. Aware of the inhale moving into your body and aware of the exhale as it leaves your body. And can you let the breath become as effortless as possible, while also encouraging it to slow down and lengthen? Feel your belly soften to the movements of your breath. As you inhale, can you let the belly expand as your lungs fill? And as you exhale, can you feel your belly soften and draw back in slightly as you're letting out all the breath. Riding the wave of your exhale until you feel your next breath moving in. So finding that comfortable, deep rhythm to the breath, where there isn't any force, there isn't any strain, and yet your breath can slow down and deepen as you pay attention to it. And let's be present here for a couple more cycles of breath, simply following the path of movement that each breath takes as the breath moves into your body and as the breath moves out. So now begin to shift your focus back outwards as you continue to feel each breath. Can you also hear the sounds around you? Become more aware of the room, the space around you. And maybe take in a couple more deliberate, deeper breaths, energizing yourself. And once you're ready, you can let the eyes open. And let's shift to the front of the chair. And feel the support of your feet here as you're sitting more to the front of your seat. Your back comes off of your backrest. So now you can try to feel the spine's length, sitting up tall with that internal support, as you rest your weight into your feet and down into your sitting bones. So with the spine staying tall, let's bring the palms together here in front of the heart. We'll start by interlacing the fingers together, and let's go ahead and stretch the palms forward. So you might notice a good stretch in the hands themselves. So see if you can, as you push gently through the heels of your hands, also notice what's going on up here in your shoulders. Can they continue to rest away from your ears as your palms stretch forward? Just to a comfortable stretch. Elbows may still be a little bent. That's perfectly good. Let's feel another breath here. Good, and then slowly lift the arms to as high as feels comfortable. Elbows might want to bend a little more. That's it. And then go ahead and stretch the arms out. Maybe wiggle a little through the fingers as the arms float down again beside you. And then let's go ahead and interlace the fingers together in the opposite way. So other hand on top, other baby finger on the outside. All right, so get that as comfortable as you can, and then once again, feel some stretch. Opening the palms away from you. Pushing out through the heels of your hands, and try to even spread your fingers back towards you. So pull the thumbs back. So good stretch for the fingers, the knuckles, the space between the fingers, and into the hands. Good. Feel your neck's length. Lots of space between your ears and shoulders. As you maintain that space, let's go ahead and send the arms up again, as high as it feels comfortable. And then go ahead and release the arms, wiggle a little through the fingers, and lower the arms beside you. Nice. Yeah, and just notice maybe a change already in your hands and your shoulders. Good. Let's take the hands maybe to rest on the thighs for this one. Let's go for some shoulder shrugs. So we'll inhale through the nose as we draw both shoulder blades up towards the ears, pausing with that after the inhale, and then we'll let out a sigh as we release the shoulders in one movement. So as you breathe in through the nose, shrug your shoulders up as high as it feels comfortable towards the ears. Pause there, holding the breath. And then let it go through the mouth through a sigh. So let's repeat that a few times. Breathing in, hold, let it go. And again. Shrug, find that tension, hold on to it, and then let it go. Nice. Let's do one more of those. Lovely. And then let's go ahead and start to circle the shoulders. So we'll start by circling them forward. So what we'll do first is bring them back and then up. That's it. And then try to bring your shoulders forward, rounding them forward and as you lower them down. So shoulders go back, shoulder blades come closer together, lifting them up towards the ears, and then try to round your shoulders forward as you lower them. Find that you can, instead of doing it in 4 separate movements, you can sort of link them together and let them be a little smoother if possible. Just really noticing and sensing, how much movement you can feel here, primarily in your shoulders. That's it. Let's go for one more in this direction. Nice and slow. It's like a massage for your shoulders and those upper trap muscles. Now let's find it in the other direction. So start by moving your shoulders forward. Yeah, so the shoulder blades come apart at the back. And then lift towards the ears again. Slide the shoulders back first and then down. So forward and up, back and down. So you may notice as you rest your hands on your thighs, the hands may end up moving, sliding along your thighs as your shoulders move. And it really depends on how much movement you have in your shoulders, how much movement you're going to feel sliding your hands around. So the hands slide from the effect of the movement of your shoulders. So it's a more passive movement. There, shoulders sliding the hands forward as they go up, sliding the hands back as they come down and back. All right. Take a moment, find where your shoulders want to sit now against your back in relation to the space in front of you and behind you. And then let's bring the palms together again in front of the heart. And we'll go ahead and inhale, circle the arms, lift up, look up. With your exhale, let's turn the palms away and bring the arms back down as you maybe lower your chin towards your chest. So let's find the movement in both the arms and the neck and head. So the rest of the spine will stay still for now. So inhale, palms away, lifting the arms to a comfortable height. Lift your gaze a little bit, keep it comfortable in your neck. And then bring the palms to face away as the arms lower your chin towards your chest. Just feel this with your own breath's rhythm, so you don't have to be in sync with me. Just try to allow for the motion to follow the rhythm of your breath. And you might even start to sense those little pauses between each breath, where you have that moment of pause after the inhale and after the exhale. There can be a little pause in your movement as well. Nice. Good. Let's go for one more here. Lovely. Then rest the hands once again on your thighs. And we'll start to find a little more movement through the whole spine. So with the hands starting on the thighs, let's slide the hands back and let that sort of pull the shoulder blades towards each other. Lift through the front as the chest lifts, the gaze lifts. And then with the exhale, you can pull in through your belly to try to round your back. Hands can slide forward towards the knees as your chin lowers towards the chest. So feel that for a few more breaths. Breathing in, feeling the space into the front as we arch the back. And then rounding the spine forward as the hands slide forward. Feel the motion through your spine, through your shoulders, with again the movement, the rhythm of your breath. As your back starts to limber up, you may wish to slide your hands further down the legs. Again, just do what's feeling good for you today. And then coming back up into that same arch, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. So hands can either stop at the knees or slide further forward as your back rounds. Nice. Let's do this one more time. Take it nice and slow. Coming all the way back up to sitting tall again. Let's take a moment, noticing how you feel there. Or maybe I'll stay like this. So now let's get a little more movement, primarily just in the upper back and head and neck. So not so much into the waist area and the low back. So we'll start it with the arms out in front. And let's have the palms as close together or as close to touching as you can feel comfortable doing. And while you've got your hands out in front of you touching, let's round the back, meaning feel your shoulder blades spread apart and feel the space between your shoulder blades and your upper back moving back almost towards the back to the chair. So lowering the chin a little bit. You got it. Now see if you can bring the palms to face away from you so the backs of the hands come towards each other, and then reach the arms wide and back and let that open and lift the chest. That's it. So then again, turn the palms to face forward as they come together. Feel your chest and your hands reaching away from each other. Palms turn away as the arms sweep wide and back, lifting through the front. So we're finding that similar movement in the spine, but a different movement in the arms and the shoulders. So see if you're able to keep the arms moving in this manner. You can always lower the arms a little bit more if it's feeling quite a bit in the shoulders today. So the arms can remain low or stay as high as shoulder height. That's it. So finding a bit of rotation here in the arms as well. So as the palms face forward and touch together, and then as the palms turn away, we're finding that rotation in the shoulder joints. Let's go for one more with breath. Last movement here. Whew. And a little bit of work in those arms. So once you're back upright, let's release and shake the arms a little bit. Yeah, find a nice looseness through your fingers, through your wrists, elbows, shoulders. Great. And then let's go for some movement, a little more movement in the arms and shoulders, but we're going to keep the spine tall for this one. Rather than rounding and arching it, let's go ahead and find some twisting movement. But first, let's just feel how the arms help us twist. So have the arms in front. palms facing each other. They don't have to be super high or anything. Somewhere between waist and chest height is good. So let's just start by trying to feel the chest continue to face forward as you reach forward with the right arm. Feel like someone's pulling on your right arm. Yep. And then bring that right arm back. Feel the shoulder blade come sort of in to the spine a little bit as your left arm pulls forward. You feel your shoulder blade move away from your back. And then you can rest that shoulder blade into the back. So try to feel as though someone's pulling on one arm at a time. And you can notice the movement that's happening in your shoulder blade, into your back. And then if you keep feeling like someone's pulling on your right arm, if you continue to do that, do you notice how you twist a little bit to the left? Yeah, and then come back to center and try it with the other arm. So imagine someone's pulling on your left arm, and as they continue to pull, your spine responds and turns to the right. And continue that a bit. Just get a sense, that's it, of how as you feel the one arm being pulled forward, you turn in the other direction. And then we can also bring the little more movement into the arm that we're twisting towards. We can pull back with our elbow. I like to make a fist with the hand. It's almost like a bow and arrow sort of movement. As my right arm reaches forward, my left elbow pulls back, and I find the twist. Let's just do one more in each direction. Nice and slow. What muscles, what areas of your body support you in this? And then we're going to twist and hold the twist. We can now rest this right hand. So as we've turned to the left, we can rest the right hand onto that opposite leg and stretch the left arm out, or if your left arm has had enough, you can rest your left hand onto the seat. So find your spine tall through center as you're holding this twist. Can you still feel your breath moving in and moving out? Really nice. Let's inhale back to center, both arms out in front again. So now we can imagine someone's pulling on that left arm. As we twist, we're turning to the right. Right arm can reach back, left hand can rest. So feel free to keep that right arm reaching out or rest the hand onto the chair. And just soften what you can when you're here in the twist. So notice whether your shoulders have, shrugged up towards the ears. Can they settle down the back? While you notice the breath moving a little deeper into your belly. Really good. And let's inhale back to center again. Whew. So probably feeling a little more limber, a little more open around those shoulders, chest, upper back. So we haven't done any side body movement so far. So let's go ahead and find that a little bit more. So maybe we'll do it this way with the legs coming a little wider apart. So if you are sitting with your feet maybe shoulder distance apart, somewhere around there, you're still feeling the support of your heels pretty much right under your knees. And just, planting your feet in a way where your knees are pointing along with your toes. So shift your feet as needed to find that alignment. So now we can feel the support of our legs. And first, let's just loosen a little bit in and around the hips and the waist with some circles in the upper body. So you can rest your hands here on your thighs and start to circle your upper body, moving a little towards the one thigh and then over towards the other thigh and even a little bit back. So you're determining the size of your movement. That's it. Whether you're going far forward or just a little forward, just noticing where you're moving from, what you're loosening up, and try to feel the weight stay strong in your feet so that the legs themselves aren't shifting around. That's it. You feel pretty strong and planted into the soles of the feet. Knees are staying still right up above the heels. That's it. And then let's pause at the top of our circle and go in the opposite direction. So we're turning a bit towards the opposite thigh first, and then over to the other thigh and back up. So you can notice whether you're leading this movement a lot with your head and neck. So if your chin is sort of jutting forward, see if you can lead a little more from further down, like your chest or your belly. Yeah, can you feel that difference? Good. That's it. Continue to follow your breath. Feel the little shifts of weight happening in your sitting bones on the chair. Last one. Okay, and then we'll come back up to sitting tall. And so let's go ahead and just keep the right hand on the thigh. And we're going to combine a little bit of a twist to the left as we also slide our right hand down our right leg, however far it feels comfortable in this side. You might notice a stretch happening pretty quick, or maybe a sense of compression on this side. So if you feel that, just ease up a bit and then come on back up. And we'll take it to the other side. So slide the left hand down your left thigh, left knee maybe, even down the shin maybe, as the right arm stretches out and we're turning a bit towards the right knee. That's it. And then come on back up, facing forward as you slide the right hand down, turning a little to the left. Left arm stretches out. So find this at your own rhythm. Just sliding your hand down that same leg as you turn in the other direction. That's it. See if you can feel your chest stay wide. Let's go for one more to the right, where you're going to pause into this. So you can even, if you want, rest your forearm on your thigh. And as we're twisted a little bit, facing more to that left leg, stretch out through the left arm. And if you like, you can even lift that arm a little higher. So go to where you notice a comfortable stretch coming into maybe the whole side waist, side ribs, and keeping things comfortable in that left shoulder, left side of the neck. Feel another breath here. Can you fill the left side of your body with a deeper inhale? And then a longer exhale. Good. And then come on back upright, slowly. Whew. And then when you're ready, slide your left hand down, drawing the right hand back. You can rest your left forearm here on that left thigh. Stretch out through the right arm. Notice how this side feels. And if it feels comfortable enough to raise the right arm a little higher, stretching up and out from that right hip so that we can feel the breath filling that volume of space into our right side. Really nice. And then coming back upright. Whew, and resting. Good. Let's walk our feet back in. And while we've got our feet facing forward, let's simply rock up onto our toes, lifting both heels. And then lower the heels and lift and spread the toes. So feeling the motion, maybe through the toe joints, finding a bit of a crack, a release. You can curl your toes as they lift, finding more movement there through those toe joints as well as the ankle. Good. All right, and we'll do a little more for the feet as we stand. So let's come to standing. However you want to get there, find what works for you. And we're gonna probably use the back of the chair for support to hold on to. So make sure your chair isn't going to slide around. You can have it on your yoga mat or against a piece of furniture. So as we're standing here, you can rest your hands on the chair for support. Your choice. Okay? So find where your head is above your shoulders, where your shoulders are above your hips, and where your hips are above your heels. So often we tend to lean forward towards our toes. So let's go ahead and just find a bit of that lean movement. So lean forward, more weight comes towards the toes, and then try to lean back just very slightly so that more weight shifts into the heels. So try to feel that moving forward, moving back. Take it nice and slow, and the movement back doesn't have to be much. We often find that we lose our balance most easily when we are leaning backwards. And you might notice that, as you lean forward, different muscles engage to prevent you from falling further forward. And when you lean back, different muscles engage to prevent you from moving back. So just see if you can sense what muscles start to help you out here as you lean forward and as you lean back. Notice that you're not leaning just forward with your hips and moving back with your hips, right? So your hips are staying pretty much right under your shoulders. And we're moving from the ankles for this motion. Yeah, good. So now see if you can find where you're balanced between the heels and the toes. So you might have to feel like you're leaning back very slightly to feel that balanced weight from toes to heels. Nice. Let's go ahead and imagine a string on the crown of the head lifting us tall as the tailbone draws down towards the heels. So feel the spine's length in both directions. And can we keep that sense of length as we rise up onto our heels, lift the toes? Sorry, other way. As we rise up onto our toes, lift the heels. And then lower the heels, shifting the weight back into the heels so we can lift and spread the toes. So we're doing the same thing that we did, but now with more toe movement, ankle movement. Let's rise up. Lower slowly with control. So you can lean back into the heels again and lift the toes. When we rise the heels, we find as much of a bend in our toe joints as is comfortable. And then we lower the heels slowly, shift the weight back, and try to lift and spread the toes. Feel this with your breath. Noticing any tendency for your hips to come out of alignment, meaning hips shifting forward and back as we are moving onto our feet, and trying to keep the movement primarily in the feet. Good. Next time you rise up onto your toes and your heels are up off the floor, let's pause there. That's it. And we're going to slowly stretch down through the right heel as we bend the left knee. So we're still on the toes of our left foot. And then lower the left heel as we rise up onto the toes of the right foot. So we can lift up and then lower one heel, lift up, and lower the other heel as the other knee bends. Several different ways of doing this. You can go slow like this, rising up each time, or you can alternate. As one goes up, one heel goes up, the other heel goes down. As one knee bends, the other heel straightens. So feel some of those movements through the toes, the ankles, the knees, the hips, with or without the support of the chair as needed. Good. All right. And then let's lower both heels back to the floor. All right, really good. So we've woken up the feet a little bit. Let's see if we can wake up the feet just one more little bit, where we're going to stand into our left leg, step our right foot back just a little bit, and see if we can come onto the top of our foot. So we're curling our toes to point back. This may give you a foot cramp. Because if we're not used to doing this, those muscles in the feet are waking up in ways that they're not used to. So if that's the case for you, just keep the toes curled under until that cramp subsides, and then see if you can once again come onto the top of the foot. So the closer your foot is to your body rather than back here, the less of an intense stretch, okay? So see if you can roll across the top of your foot. So your heel goes out and your heel goes in, rolling through your ankle to massage and kind of smoosh into the toes. And if that feels good, you can find like a circular movement. So the toes end up staying in the middle of your circle on the mat, and your heel circles around that center point. Try it in the other direction. Little smooshes across the toes, noticing how the toes move around. That's it. Okay, and then find both feet under your hips. Everything starts from the feet up. So we're trying to keep our feet limber and able to respond to any shifts of weight. So toes and ankles are part of that ability. So let's shift our weight into our right foot and come onto the top of our left foot. Now we might notice quite a discrepancy between each foot. So there might be a lot more tension and tightness in this foot, or maybe it's feeling easier on this side. So once you find where you can be comfortable, try to start to just roll across. Yeah, bringing your heel in, bringing your heel out. And if that feels good, start to circle your ankle. It's like your heel draws the circle around the center point of your toes. And circle the other way. Still feeling your breath, still feeling the support of your right leg. Nice. All right. And then let's bring the feet back underneath us. Really wonderful. Okay, let's do a little bit of a sequence here. With breath, we can choose to keep our hands higher on the back of the chair, or if you want to bend more at your hips, you can have the seat facing you to place your hands there on the seat. So either way is perfectly good. I'm going to demonstrate this way. So let's go ahead and take our arms beside us for now. Find a strong mountain pose where we're feeling equal weight through both feet. And again, getting a sense as we push down through our feet, our spine lifts up taller. Good. So let's go ahead and start out by just lifting the arms with the inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knees and lower the arms beside you. Yes. Inhale, straighten up through the legs as the arms lift, tall through the spine. Keep that sense of lift up through the head, through the neck. As you exhale, the knees bend, arms come beside you. Breathing in, push down through your feet. Lift tall through the spine, through the arms. Exhale, arms down, knees bend. 2 more. Feel each breath with your movements. Good. Let's pause in this sort of mini chair pose where we have our knees bent and we're pushing our hips a little bit back as though we're about to sit in a chair that's behind us. And while we keep this stance in our legs, let's go ahead and lift the arms. So knees are staying bent now. Hips are moving a little back and down as the arms lift. If that feels too much in the shoulders and neck, arms can be forward in front of you or hand on the chair for support. One or both hands for another breath here. Really good. And then take the hands to the chair, the seat or the backrest. We're going to step the feet back into a downward dog shape. So we've got a deep bend there at the hips. You might want to keep a little more of a bend in your knees. And feel as your head reaches towards your hands, your hips stretch in the opposite direction. You can always stay up a little higher through the upper body if that's feeling better. In your legs, hips, back, shoulders. That's it. Try to notice where the breath moves here. And see if you can slow it down. All right, lovely. Let's go ahead and walk the feet forward again. Great. And we'll come to a wider stance. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do the opposite of you, so to mirror you. So keep the right foot where it is. Step your left foot back, and we're going to turn to face the side. So our right side is closest to the chair, whether we're having the hand resting there on the backrest or just on the hip for now. So find your stance where you've got your right foot facing the chair, your left foot feels supportive as well up through the leg. You determine your stance, whether it's wider or narrower, what feels stable for you. And let's go ahead and, if you can, take your right hand onto your right hip. That's it. And start to bend into that front knee. So while we keep the front knee bent, can we slide our hand down towards the knee and feel our upper body come with us a little more to the right? And then slide the left hand down our left leg and feel our upper body move a little to the left. So if you need more support, you're welcome to have the chair in front of you. And as you lean a little to the right, and lean a little to the left. Or you can slide your hand down the leg as you continue to feel this motion really through the waist. That's it. Keeping the legs as they are, pretty strong and still. Really nice. Last one to the left. So that when we go to the right again, we're going to pause there. You can keep your hand on your leg or on the chair, wherever it happens to be, anywhere at all. Letting now the left arm, see if you can stretch it out in line with your shoulder. Let's turn the palm to face up. That's it. Feel your shoulder blade settle down your back away from that ear. And maybe you're able to lift the arm a little higher or a lot higher. What feels good on this side? What brings you space for the breath to flow a little slower, a little deeper for another full cycle? Good. Feel the support of your feet. Push down into your feet to come on back upright. Fantastic. Release the arm. We're going to step that back foot forward again, meeting ourselves back into both feet, mountain pose, finding that stability into the legs. Let's pause and maybe notice the change in the left side of your body compared to the right side. So the chair can be in front of you, or you can turn now the left side of your body to face the chair. So your left foot is turned pointing towards the chair or pointing to the left, as you've got your right leg a little behind you. So legs don't have to be super duper wide. They can be anywhere from like hip shoulder distance apart to as long as your leg apart. Okay, what feels stable on this side? This side could demand a little something different. So if you're able to let the left hand rest on your left thigh, slide it down the leg, leaning your upper body towards the left. And then coming back up, so yeah, now you can slide the right hand down the leg. So feel the movement as you keep your left knee bent, right leg straight. Feel the motion through your side waist, feeling your belly and your chest stay facing to the left or to the side. That's it. I'm just noticing how much comfortable range you have in each side body here for one more to the right and back again to the left. So you can rest your left hand on your leg, stretch the right arm out, or hand can be on the chair for more stability. You got it. So can you keep feeling the support into your feet? Push down into the ground. Feel that support travel up the legs into the hips. And then let the spine find a little more length. You got it. At whatever angle you're at, sending that right arm maybe a little higher if it feels comfortable in your shoulder. So we're feeling all this length through the right side. Let's fill it with breath. Really good. Excellent. Coming back to center. Let's shift once again. Stand with the feet underneath the hips. And while we're here, actually, you might want to just shake out each leg. So feel free to hold on to your support. As you stand into one leg, shake out the other leg. Yeah, get loose through that leg. And then stand into that leg, shake out the other leg. Loose through the ankle, through the knee, through the hip, through the tissues, thighs, calves, buttocks. Let them jiggle. And then come back to both feet, and we'll come to have a seat once again. All right, as we sit, let's go ahead and stretch through the right leg out in front. So we've got the left knee bent, right leg straight. Take both arms out to the sides again. So let's start out with the palms facing up. So the thumbs reach back to the wall that's behind us. And we might even try to bend at the wrists to point our fingers down, just as much as our wrists and forearms let us. So you might notice quite a bit of a stretch coming into the forearms, the wrists, maybe even up into your biceps. That's it, up into your chest. All right. And then see if you can now turn your palms to face back. And we're going to try to reach the arms back so that we can hold on to either the back of the chair, if you've got that, or the back of your seat, the backrest or the seat, whatever you can sort of grab hold of easily. And the idea is to try to push the chest forward as you lean forward, push down through your hips to prevent your chair from tipping forward, okay? So keep your bum sort of reaching down and back into the chair as you lean forward a little bit. Good. So you're really kind of hanging almost from your arms. So you get a bit more space and stretch into the chest. So with that space staying in the chest, can you slowly, maybe there's room to go a little further forward. You can release the hands, maybe towards the front of your seat or onto the thighs themselves. That's it. And then try to really push out through that right heel so you're spreading your toes back towards you. So looking to find a comfortable stretch in the back of this leg. So if it's becoming a little too much, ease up, come on back upright. That's it. All right, and then come on up and do a little movement in those hips and ankles. Rolling out onto the baby toes, knees can separate. Rolling in, knees come towards each other. Yeah. Okay, so then same thing. So stretch out your left leg. Right knee stays bent. Toes of that left foot face up. And then again, see if you can hold on to either the seat or the back of your chair. Feel your shoulder blades coming a little closer together. Push down through your hips as you lean forward. So if you were to lean all the way forward, you might tip your chair. So just be careful with that. Keep the weight of your hips pushing back and down. As your upper body leans forward, feel the space around the front of the shoulders into the chest. And then can you keep some of that space wide through the chest as you might be able to find yourself coming further forward? That's it. And you might not have to move very far forward at all to really feel this stretch in the back of the left leg here. So ease up if you encounter too much sensation. Breathe into it. Really good. And then make your way back upright. Whew. Loosen again through those hips, rolling out and rolling in on the feet, through the ankles. Good. All right, staying towards the front of your chair still. Let's go ahead and bring the palms together in front of the heart. And we'll end with just a very simple flow. We'll inhale the arms up, looking up. Exhale the arms wide as you fold forward, bringing your forearms or your belly to your thighs. So the arms can either be down by your shins or ankles or resting on your thighs. So now we're just getting a bit of a release in the back. That's it. And then as you breathe in, push into your feet. Use that support to lift you up tall, arms lifting. Exhale, the hands come down through center. Let's do that again. Finding your inhale, stretch the arms out and up as you look up. Exhale, arms wide, coming forward. Any amount, maybe the forearms rest on the thighs, maybe your arms rest closer to your feet, shins, belly to thighs. Be there for another breath into your back. And then pressing again into your legs. Let that action of the legs bring you up, tall through the spine, arms lifting. And exhale as the hands come down through center. Good. Resting your hands on your thighs. Noticing how you're feeling. And then let's go ahead and sit back into the support of the chair as much as you like now. So once again, feeling free to use the backrest to lean against. Noticing where your shoulders land. Can you encourage them to soften away from your ears, to rest down the back a little more? And maybe for the end of the practice, you want to turn your palms to face up. So just this gesture of palms up, it's a letting go gesture. It's a willingness to receive, receiving the benefits of your practice here, letting go of any excess tension in the fingers and in the hands, and openness. So soften your gaze or close your eyes once more. Feel how your feet land into the ground, feeling free to wiggle and move them. And feel the soft weight of your thighs resting into the seat. Feel your hips and sitting bones settled into the chair. Notice where your back makes contact with the chair. Allowing for a little more space to open and soften through your belly. Relaxing around the navel. Feel the space above the navel, below the ribs. Feel the movements of your breath down into your belly. And sense the circumference of your ribs, the front of your ribs open, sides of the ribs open. Can you sense the breath moving into the backs of your lungs, the backs of your ribs? Feeling the fullness of your inhale moving in and the slow length of your exhale flowing out. Be present with the rhythm of your breath. Breath moving in, breath moving out. Follow its movements within your body. Now once again, return to sense the space around you. And take in a few deeper breaths to help bring you a little more energy. And you might wiggle your fingers and your toes. You might even circle your wrists and even your ankles, going in both directions. Letting your eyes open. Let's bring the palms together in front of the heart. Taking a moment to give thanks to your practice, to give thanks to yourself for taking the time to be here with your body, with your breath.